Hey everybody, it's time for Stuart Super Sunday Sepia Tone Serenade. My name's Stuart. I'm here with my two co-stars, Bailey and Rosalita. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a bunch of pending requests for the Stones and Culture Club and originals, but we're going to have to put those on hold because this week we're going to pay tribute to Meatloaf, who passed away this week. Meatloaf had one of the more unusual careers in rock music. He was really not a musician. He was a theatrical actor and singer for the stage. And his career took kind of a weird left turn when a guy named Jim Steinman, a songwriter, wrote a bunch of songs that he wasn't very good at singing, and he auditioned Meatloaf to sing them, and he hired Meatloaf to sing them. And they released the songs on an album called Bad Outta Hell. Right on the cover, it has Meatloaf along the top, and right on the cover it says Songs by Jim Steinman. And it was a huge, huge success in the mid-'70s, one of the biggest selling albums of all time. The only problem was Jim Steinman and Meatloaf didn't get along. So they went their separate ways, and Jim Steinman decided to sing his next album himself, and nobody bought it, nobody liked it. He ended up writing some songs for Bonnie Tyler, including Total Eclipse of the Heart, which was very successful, of course. And he also wrote Making Love Out of Nothing at All for Air Supply. And Meatloaf had absolutely no success without Jim Steinman. So nearly 20 years later, in the 90s, they decided to team up again. And they come out with an album, and they call it Bat Out of Hell 2. To kind of indicate that the two of them are working together again, and they're making a sequel to the first one. And it's nearly as big as the first record, but they still don't get along. So they go their separate ways, and Meatloaf's ready to record a new record, but he's realized the hard way, unless they're called Bad Outta Hell, nobody buys them. And Jim and Meat don't want to work together, so Meatloaf records a new album. He calls it Bad Outta Hell 3, even though Jim Steinman isn't involved. So Jim Steinman goes, you didn't. You're not going to record that album without me. So he sues him. So who should win that lawsuit? Does Meatloaf have a right to call that third record Bad Outta Hell 3, even though he originally auditioned for Jim Steinman and Jim Steinman hired him for the project? Anyway, I think Jim Steinman has every right to say, don't call your album that, but Meatloaf won the lawsuit. The album came out Bad Outta Hell 3. And I believe ultimately they might have come to some sort of truce. They never came out with anything again together. Jim Steinman died a year ago at 73, and Meatloaf died this last week at 74. So we're going to do one of their songs. This is off of Bat Out of Hell 2. And it is probably one of the most, I don't know if I'd say one of the most discussed songs, but people hear it and they want to know what that is, because Meat says, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Well, it says in the song what that is, and everyone kind of misses it. So I'll play the song, and then I'll show you where it says what that is. We have this unofficial 10-minute deadline of the Serenade. This is a long freaking song, so I don't think we're going to make it. Let's see what happens. I don't feel like I'm in very good voice today to sing this. And plus the song isn't very good for acoustic, but it is what it is. And I would do anything for love. I'd run right through to hell and back. And I would do anything for love. Never lie to you, and that's a fact. But I'll never forget the way that you feel right now. Oh no, no way. And I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love, and I would do anything for love. but I won't do that. No, I won't do that. Some days it don't come easy, some days it don't come hard, some days it don't come at all, and these are the days that never end. Some nights you're breathing fire, some nights you're carved in ice, some days are like nothing I've ever seen or will again. Maybe I'm crazy, oh it's crazy, but it's true. I know you can save me, no one else can save me now but you. As long as the planets are turning, as long as the stars are burning, as long as your dreams are coming true, you better believe it that I would do anything for love. I'll be there till the final act, and I would do anything for love. I'll take the vow and seal the pact, but I'll never forgive myself if we don't go all the way tonight. And I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love. And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. No, I won't do that. I would do anything for love, anything you've been dreaming of, but I just won't do that. I would do anything for love, anything you've been dreaming of, but I just won't do that. Some days I pray for silence, some days I pray for soul, some days I just pray to the God of sex and drugs and rock and roll. Some nights I lose the feeling, some nights I lose control, some nights I just lose it all when I watch you dance in the thunder roll. Maybe I'm lonely, that's all I'm qualified to be. There's just one and only promise I could keep. As long as the wheels are turning, as long as the fires are burning, as long as your prayers are coming true, you better believe it that I would do anything for love. You know it's true and that's a fact. And I would do anything for love. There'll never be no turning back. I'll never do it better than I do it with you. So long, so long. And I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love. And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. No, I won't do that. I would do anything for love, anything you've been dreaming of, but I just won't do that. I would do anything for love, anything you've been dreaming of, but I just won't do that. I'll never stop dreaming of you every night of my life. No way. And I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Well, how did I screw that up? I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. No, I won't do that. We you raise me up? Will you help me down? Get me right out of this godforsaken town. You make it all a little less old. I can do that. Will you hold me sacred? Will you hold me tight? Can you colorize my life? I'm so sick of black and white. You make it all a little less cold. I can do that. You make me some magic with your own two hands. Can you build an emerald city with these grains of sand? You give me something I can take home. I can do that. I can do that. Will you cater to every fantasy I got? You hose me down with holy water if I get too hot. You take me places I've never known. Why did I keep fucking that up? I can do that. I can do that. After a while you'll forget everything. There's a brief interlude and a midsummer night fling. You'll see that it's time to move on. No, I won't do that. No, I won't do that. I know the territory I've been round. It'll all turn to dust and we'll all fall down. Sooner or later you'll be screwing around. No, I won't do that. No, I won't do that. I would do anything for love. Would do anything for love. I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love. But I won't do that. No, I won't do that. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. Anyway, so if you want to know what that is, the key is, the song is, a woman sings this one part, will you raise me up, will you help me down, will you get me right out of this godforsaken town, will you make it all a little less cold? Meat says, I can do that. Then she goes, will you hold me sacred, will you hold me tight, can you colorize my life, I'm so sick of black and white, can you make it all a little less cold? And Meat says, I can do that. And then she says, will you make me some magic with your own two hands? Can you build an emerald city with these grains of sand? Could you give me something I can take home? Meat says, I can do that. She says, will you cater to every fantasy I got? Will you hose me down with holy water if I get too hot? Will you take me places I've never known? Meat says, I can do that. And this is where it changes. Then she says, after a while you'll forget everything. It was a brief interlude in a midsummer night fling, and you'll see that it's time to move on. Meat says, I won't do that. Then she says, I know the territory I've been around. It'll all turn to dust and we'll all fall down, and sooner or later you'll be screwing around. And he says, I won't do that. I could do anything for love, but I won't do that. So that's it. That's the key. He won't screw around. The implication is that maybe he has a wife or something, and him and this woman love each other, and they have all this passion, and Meat would be willing to do anything for love. There's nothing he wouldn't do, but he won't screw around, and for whatever reason he can't leave his wife, and he will do anything for love, but he can't do that. So the man and the woman singing the song, their love is never going to be consummated. It's never going to come together because Meat will do anything for love, but he won't do that. We're almost at 15 minutes. I apologize profusely. Rest in peace, Meatloaf. Rest in peace, Jim Steinman. Sorry that wasn't one of my better performances, but I'm not redoing it. Until next time, thank you for listening, and please help unfuck the world.